After a disappointing 3-8 start to the season, the Dallas Mavericks have decided to part ways with general manager Nico Harrison.
Breaking news out of Dallas. The Mavericks just blew up their entire front office. Nico Harrison is officially out as general manager and president of basketball operations, effective immediately. Team Governor Patrick Dumont confirmed the move today, and fans are losing their minds. Nobody saw this coming, especially after Harrison's rise from Nike executive to the man who built Luka Dončić's Dallas dynasty. But after months of chaos, locker room tension, and disappointing performances, the Mavericks finally hit the panic button. Harrison's exit isn't just a firing, it's the end of an era. Stepping in temporarily are Michael Finley and Matt Riccardi, who now have the impossible job of cleaning up this mess until a new GM takes over. Here's where it gets crazy. This all comes less than a year after Dallas traded away Luka Dončić. That move was supposed to mark a new beginning.
Sorry for Nico Harrison, good dude, but at the end of the day, you traded Luka Dončić. And if you're trading Luka Dončić, you can't be 3-8 on the season with Anthony Davis already missing 3 games and having minimal impact to the success of the Dallas Mavericks while Kyrie Irving is out injured, while Luka Dončić is averaging.
Instead, it's turned into one of the biggest disasters the league's ever seen. What was meant to be a bold rebuild has turned into an outright implosion. Remember the preseason hype? Cooper Flagg was sold as the next big thing, Anthony Davis was finally healthy, and everyone called Dallas the dark horse nobody wanted to face. Some analysts even said trading Luka might have been worth it. Well, they're eating those words now because the Mavericks just set the worst offensive rating in NBA history. Not this year, ever. They're sitting at 3-8 near the bottom of the West, while Luka's Lakers are cruising at 8-3, already looking like real title contenders without LeBron James. In just 9 months, Dallas went from bold vision to full-blown disaster, while Luka's over in LA building an empire that makes his old team look like amateurs. And now, fans are roasting Nico Harrison like never before. His job's basically hanging by a thread. Here's the craziest part. Since February, Luka Dončić has played more games than Anthony Davis.
Championships, and we're bringing in one of the best two-way players in the league.
The Mavericks traded him because they were scared about his durability, and now their entire roster's falling apart while Luka's casually dropping 37 points a night in LA. That's straight up karma. You probably know the Luka trade by heart at this point, but let's rewind for anyone late to the chaos. On February 2nd, 2025, the Mavericks traded Luka Dončić to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, and the NBA world exploded. It wasn't just a blockbuster, it was the most shocking move in modern basketball history. The Mavericks had just missed the playoffs at 39-43, but the fan base still had hope for a comeback. Why? 2 words: Cooper Flagg. Dallas hit the lottery jackpot with only a 1.8% chance and snagged the #1 overall pick. They drafted Flagg out of Duke, the most hyped prospect since LeBron James, maybe even second only to Victor Wembanyama. The kid came in as the heavy Rookie of the Year favorite with -185 odds and a rep for being a two-way beast. Elite IQ, freak athleticism, total control of the game. He was supposed to change everything.
It's the best thing I've ever tasted, my favorite meal. So chill.
It was good, man.
It was amazing. My favorite meal. Who would have thought? Catfish spaghetti.
Then came Anthony Davis, or at least the idea of him. After barely suiting up post-trade due to injuries, this season was supposed to be his big comeback. The plan was simple: pair Davis with Flagg and build a monster frontcourt with Derek Lively II, Daniel Gafford, and PJ Washington. On paper, that's insane size and defense. Dallas promised a defensive powerhouse that would bully teams all year long. And this was Nico Harrison's entire blueprint, his bold justification for trading Luka away. Analysts were split. Some had Dallas finishing 6th in the West, others said 7th or 8th. But once Kyrie Irving was cleared to return from his ACL tear, the talk was all about danger. NBC Sports even hyped up the front line of Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg, and Derek Lively II as one of the best in the NBA. And for a brief moment, it looked like the hype was real. Cooper Flagg came out swinging in the preseason. 11.3 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.8 assists in just 21 minutes. The kid looked polished, confident, and way ahead of schedule. Bleacher Report even gave him an A for defense, saying most rookies are defensive liabilities, but not Flagg. The Mavericks went 3-1, fans were hyped, and everyone started believing the Luka trade might have actually worked. The locker room energy was electric. Even teammates were caught on camera saying, "Bro, when you're open, you don't even know you're open. Be ready for me." The storyline was simple. Luka who? Dallas had its new generational talent. With a healthy Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving soon returning, it was supposed to be the start of a brand new dynasty. Spoiler alert, it's anything but that. Here's the painful truth. Anthony Davis, the supposed centerpiece, is already breaking down. He's missed 3 straight games with a calf strain, and now he's battling Achilles tendinopathy. Reports are saying he even showed up to camp overweight.
Since, I think ever.
The irony's brutal. They traded Luka for being out of shape, and now AD's the one falling apart. And it doesn't stop there. Kyrie Irving still rehabbing that ACL, out until at least late December, maybe 2026. He hasn't played a single minute this season, so the team's missing its veteran leader entirely. Meanwhile, Coach Jason Kidd confirmed Derek Lively II is week to week with an undisclosed injury, which just adds to the chaos. The Mavericks were supposed to be a defensive wall. Instead, they're turning into a hospital wing. Daniel Gafford's been in and out, Dante Exum's nursing knee problems, and it's deja vu. Last season they barely had 8 healthy players, the minimum to even suit up. And now, it's happening again. The so-called supersized roster that was built to dominate is crumbling one injury at a time. Here's a stat that'll make every Mavericks fan sick. Since the Luka trade, Luka Dončić has played in more games than Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and Derek Lively II combined. Dallas traded him because they wanted availability and ended up with a roster that can't even stand upright. The irony is brutal. Let's talk about Anthony Davis, the man who was supposed to be the reliable superstar. He's missed 244 games in 13 seasons. That's nearly 3 full years of basketball gone.
Blown up in his face. It's blown up in Patrick Dumont's face. After that Luka trade, Patrick Dumont, infamous quotes, was "In Nico we trust." Trust is disintegrated at this point.
Injuries in his shoulder, knee, foot, back, you name it, he's heard it. 25 separate injuries in his first 5 seasons alone, and somehow the Mavericks thought this was their stability move? Be serious. But honestly, the saddest part isn't AD, it's Cooper Flagg. The rookie's done everything right, yet he's stuck in pure chaos. After the Mavs lost to New Orleans, he dropped a quote that hit fans straight in the heart. For me, it's the most, blank since, I think ever. This kid went 33-0 at Montverde Academy, won a national title, and led Duke to the Elite 8. He's literally never experienced losing like this. And it's not even his fault Jason Kidd's using him completely wrong. Flagg's a 6'9" forward who dominated playing the 3 or 4, but Kidd decided, hey, let's make the rookie a point guard. With Kyrie injured and no real floor general, Kidd tossed an 18-year-old into the toughest position in the NBA, basically hoping he'd become Luka Dončić 2.0 overnight. That's not coaching, that's desperation. Even ESPN's Tim McMahon put it perfectly. I'm not selling any Cooper Flagg stock, but it's a struggle. And he's right. Flagg's got the second worst plus-minus in the entire league. He's averaging 15 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. Solid numbers for a rookie forward, but he's shooting just 42% from the field and 26% from 3. That's not bad, unless your coach is forcing you to run point. Mavs Moneyball even ran a brutal headline. Should we be worried for Cooper Flagg? And they didn't hold back, saying the Mavericks are straight up failing him, forcing a generational talent into a broken system that doesn't fit his game. Instead of letting Cooper Flagg grow naturally as a forward, the Mavericks turned him into the pilot of a broken offense.
High level, bro. I see when you're open. You don't even know you're open. Be ready for me, bro.
No spacing, no help, no direction. It's like handing the keys of a totaled car to an 18-year-old and saying, go win races! Finally, against New Orleans, they woke up. D'Angelo Russell slid into the point guard spot. Flagg went back to his real position, and boom, instant difference. Flag exploded for 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. That's the kid everyone expected when he got drafted. Confident, dominant, everywhere on the court. But even then, the Mavericks still managed to lose to the worst team in the West. And to make it worse, the Pelicans didn't even have Zion Williamson. Absolute embarrassment. The damage, though, is already done. Cooper Flag's now behind VJ Edgecombe in the Rookie of the Year race. And to be fair, VJ's been cooking. 21.5 points, 5.6 rebounds, 5.4 assists, pure star numbers. But Flag was supposed to run that race, not trail in it. Now he's barely mentioned in the conversation at all. And it's not just him. The entire offense is collapsing. The Mavericks' relative offensive rating is minus 11.8, which would be the worst in NBA history if it holds. Teams that bad don't win more than 27 games, ever. They're averaging just 106 points per game, dead last in the league. No shooting, no rhythm, no leadership, just confusion and missed jumpers everywhere. Even Klay Thompson, their supposed sharpshooter, is bricking so badly that Jason Kidd benched him. And Klay's response? Big things are coming. Maybe, but fans are roasting him online saying Megan Thee Stallion's catfish dinner stole all his powers. It was amazing. My favorite meal. Bro, fans are calling that clip the curse of the catfish. It's funny, but also kind of tragic. That's where Dallas basketball is right now.
And I think I've done a really good job here, and I don't think I can be judged by the injuries this year. And you'll see next year when our team comes back, we're going to be competing for a championship.
The Mavericks have failed to score 100 points in 3 of their last 6 losses, including that embarrassing one to New Orleans. The hype's gone, the offense is dead, and this team looks completely lost. The Mavericks couldn't even crack triple digits against a Pelicans squad missing Zion Williamson and Jordan Poole, 2 of their top scorers. That's just sad. The offense looks completely clueless. No rhythm, no confidence, no leader. And to think this is the same team Nico Harrison promised would be bigger, tougher, and built for playoff battles. Turns out, you actually have to score points to win basketball games. Who could have guessed, right? While Dallas is drowning, the team they traded with, the Los Angeles Lakers, is out here thriving. Sitting pretty at 8-3, holding 4th place in the West, right behind the defending champs, OKC Thunder. And here's the kicker. They're doing all that without LeBron James, who still hasn't even made his season debut because of a sciatica issue. Meanwhile, Luka Dončić is out there putting up straight video game numbers. Through his first 6 games, he's averaging 37.1 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 9.1 assists. Nobody thought he could sustain this level of dominance, but he's making it look too easy. In his first 3 games alone, he averaged 45 points, something only Wilt Chamberlain has ever done before. That's legendary stuff. And when the Lakers faced the Spurs twice, Luka went nuclear. 35 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. He became the first Lakers player since 1974 to record a stat line like that, 35-plus points, 10-plus assists, and 5-plus steals in a single game. The man's rewriting history every night. Even Marcus Smart, the Defensive Player of the Year, couldn't believe it. Cameras caught him just staring in shock after the game. Pure disbelief. Think about it. The same player Nico Harrison traded away for defensive concerns is now getting Defensive Player of the Year buzz from one of the league's best defenders. It's poetic justice. Luka's dominating both ends of the floor, while Dallas can't even put the ball in the hoop. The Lakers are scoring 1.185 points per possession, one of the best marks in the entire league. The trade that was supposed to save Dallas just made them the punchline of the season.
10 years from now, I don't know. They probably bury me and Jay by then. Or we bury ourselves.
Luka Dončić's pick and roll game is absolutely filthy right now, ranked 4th best in the entire NBA. When he's on the floor, the Lakers' offense runs smoother than Houston's top-ranked attack. Austin Reeves looks like a brand new player next to him, finally having that breakout season everyone's been waiting for, and even StatMuse joined the roast, posting, "Fun fact, Luka Dončić has more blocks than the Mavericks have wins." That's cold and true. The guy they said couldn't defend is now swatting shots, locking up wings, and making his critics eat their words while his old team completely unravels. At this pace, Dallas is on track to win maybe 25 games, one of the worst seasons in franchise history. The best case scenario? Anthony Davis somehow stays healthy, Kyrie Irving finally returns by New Year's, and Cooper Flag finds his rhythm again. That might get them into the play-in tournament. But the worst case? More injuries, stalled development, and Nico Harrison packing his bags as the franchise hits a full-blown reset. But what really burns fans are the what-ifs. What if Dallas had just kept Luka and built around him with defensive pieces instead of trading him away for durability? Now he's thriving in LA, doing everything the Mavericks claimed he couldn't, defending, shooting efficiently, leading like a superstar, and making everyone around him better. Yahoo Sports even ran the headline, "Is this the best Luka Dončić we've ever seen?" And honestly, it might be. Every highlight feels like a dagger straight to Dallas fans' hearts. Every Lakers win is another painful reminder of what they lost. Now the league's starting to turn on Nico Harrison. According to ESPN's Tim McMahon, people around the NBA are openly asking one question whenever the Mavs come up. Is Harrison getting fired? That says everything. Nobody's even talking about Cooper Flagg or Kyrie anymore. All the focus is on the GM's future. Sure, Harrison signed an extension before the 2024 finals, but that feels like a lifetime ago. Dallas sits at 3-7, ranked dead last in offense with a pathetic 103.2 rating. Even with a top 6 defense, they can't score, they can't stay healthy, and all the pressure is crashing straight down on Harrison's shoulders. And here's the kicker. This is the same guy who confidently said this right after trading away Luka Dončić. Let that sink in. Yes, he actually said it. Nico Harrison promised the Mavericks would be competing for a championship by April. Fast forward to November, and they're sitting at 4-7, second to last in the West, rocking the worst offense in NBA history. Those words are aging worse than milk left out in the Texas sun. Team Governor Patrick Dumont is still publicly backing Harrison for now, but every loss makes that defense harder to justify. How long can you stand by a man who steered the ship straight into an iceberg? Here's where it gets messy. Dumont was the one who approved the Luka trade. If he fires Harrison now, he's basically admitting the entire move was a total disaster. That's a hard pill to swallow for ownership, but the pressure's building fast. Even Mark Cuban, now just a minority owner, couldn't resist throwing shade. On the Stephen A. Smith Show, Cuban said, "I'm not thrilled with the composition of the team. We are imbalanced. We don't have enough depth at point guard, and we don't have a true creator who gets others shots." That's Cuban publicly calling out the same roster he helped design. Brutal, but it doesn't stop there. Dirk Nowitzki, the most beloved Maverick of all time, now working as an analyst for Amazon Prime, didn't hold back either. Dirk straight up called the team a disaster to watch. When Dirk is saying that about your team, you know it's bad news. League insiders are already whispering that the next 4 to 6 weeks will decide Harrison's fate. Thanksgiving, mid-December, early January. Those are make-or-break checkpoints. If Dallas is still flopping by then, expect the noise around Harrison's firing to hit full volume. And let's be real, it's not just the Luka trade haunting him. Before the season, Harrison handed PJ Washington a 4-year, $90 million extension, and he's been awful, shooting just 28% from 3 with a negative plus-minus. Then there's D'Angelo Russell brought in on a mid-level deal to run point, and that experiment's already flatlined. Every major move since Luka left has turned into an L for the front office. This was supposed to be a new era. Instead, it's looking like the darkest chapter in Mavs history. GMs don't usually get fired in early November, but by December or January. It's fair game if things don't flip soon. Harrison's gone. At this point, his only hope is a miracle. Kyrie Irving's healthy return, Cooper Flagg finding his groove, and Anthony Davis somehow staying on the court. That's a lot of ifs for a team that's already broken. The clock's ticking loud in Dallas. And for Nico Harrison, it's about to hit midnight. And with Luka Dončić dominating in LA while Dallas keeps sinking, that clock on Nico Harrison's job might hit 0 faster than anyone expects. Every single week, the Mavericks situation somehow gets messier. From front office tension to injuries to fan outrage, it's like watching a slow-motion car crash you can't look away from. But here's the real question. Do you think there's still time to fix this, or is it already too late? Did the Mavericks just make the biggest mistake of the decade trading away Luka Dončić? Because right now, it sure looks like it. Drop your take down in the comments. I want to hear what you think about this disaster in Dallas. And if you like this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more wild NBA stories. The drama's far from over. We've got even crazier stuff coming up next, so don't go anywhere. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.